We're gonna kick it off here.
Let's go for it.
All right. And we should be live. Oh, where's my... There we go. And we should be live, but it's not that. Let's make sure this is down. All right. Hey, there's Quentin. Hey, Mr. Quentin James. How you doing? Let's see. Go ahead and say it. We have, there's Ben Henry, Will, and Phil who?
Phil who?
Phil who? That'd be Phil Mosley. Hey,
Will
Brad.
who?
Happy James, Mr. Varela. How you doing, Mr. Will? Hope you're feeling better, buddy.
I've seen Will's been popping up on the chats quite a bit more over the last few days. That's cool. Nice to see you. Nice to see you coming back, Will.
There's Mr. Stewart.
Brian Stewart.
Yeah, Showman Blues. How you doing, Showman? Scott Connor. Good evening, sir.
Scott Connor. Soda.
Soda, it's live. How you doing, Soda? Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Yeah. We got Mr. Phil Mosley music in the house. So, how's everybody? I hope everybody's having a good week. I'm sorry about the mess here on the desk.
Looks like Darth Vader's summoning a load of objects to.
Yeah. I don't know. So, couple of things. I'll start here. Got a little announcement to make, or actually kind of a big announcement to make. Couple of things to kind of go over real quick, and then Phil, you and me will get down to just hanging out, man. So there's going to be starting next week. There's going to be a slight change in the show. There's going to be it's a new show that's starting. We're gonna do about an hour and a half, and it's going to be Mr. Brian Stewart and myself. We're gonna try and do a few segments in the show. We're gonna still just like here feature somebody from the community live, and so yeah, just a little something else, and then maybe after that we're going to I'll kick in and do my normal thing after. Again, time permitting, kind of a thing. Jasco, how you doing, man? So it's we're calling ourselves the Live Wires. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Eventually, we're gonna make a channel, the Live Wires channel, and we'll go with it. But starting out, we're gonna be using our channels. So that out of the way. A couple other things. I got a little project we're gonna be doing, and some of you guys may have seen this on Facebook, but up and coming, we got this build that's it's going to be taking off here pretty soon. Project time, yeah. Got a little flame top there on that maple cat. It's actually,
I was going to ask, so is that maple on top of an alder then, or?
Yeah, it's an alder body with a maple cat.
Nice.
and so we're kind of routed for tele custom style routing there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so yeah, got a little build time. Gonna try and do some live stream through some of the build process. Terry, you're just gonna have to wait and see, man. I've got the pickups, Jasco. I appreciate the offer. There was no brand. I found these. These are eBay parts. Write it for an Invader and a Floyd. Yeah. Well, now, Quentin, that's where things get interesting. Because I do have a Pearly Gates and a Hot Rails that's going in this bad boy. What do you think about that? Pearly Gates and a Hot Rail. So it's gonna be a rocking little machine.
Yeah, that's gonna be a badass guitar. That.
Yeah. So it's not gonna be this isn't your standard Telecaster. Yeah.
Do you know what you're going to be doing for the finish on it?
Yeah, I'll do the finish work. Yep.
What color are you going for?
I haven't decided yet. I've got some good ideas though.
You did the finish on your other two telly builds, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they turned out nice, man.
And I don't know if it's in frame. Yeah, you can barely see the Les Paul back there. I did that one as well. Well, both of those sitting in the rack, I did both of those.
Nice. Yeah, that's something I need to do. Build a guitar.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man.
Mm.
I like it.
Finish work that scares me from doing it, so I'd have to contact you and just find out what you did, because I think they turned out really nice, those tellies.
It's not hard. It's not difficult. Sorry, something fell on the floor. It's not hard. It's not difficult. It's time consuming, and it can be frustrating. A little bit. Oh, there's Guitar Hack and David Ennis. Sorry, I'm neglecting chat as I usually do on Hangout. Chicken Guitars. Daniel Horsley. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Terry Himes, appreciate you. Foulfish, hello. And Showman, yes, the eBay seller did publish the weight on that. I believe it was like 4.7 pounds for the body. So not a ridiculously heavy body. It's probably going to be about a 7-pounder, 6.5, 7-pounder when I'm done. Maybe 7.5. So here we go. Mozzie, how you doing this evening, sir? Another fellow Englishman there.
Well, I've got an American hat on today. I thought I'd.
Oh, there you go.
I thought I'd support you guys today. No, I got this brought back from me from New York when my girlfriend came back from New York. So
nice. I don't remember off the top of my head, Showman. Sorry. But yeah, so we got that project coming up. I'll try to do a little bit of live streaming on some of the build parts on that. Obviously the like heavy sanding kind of thing, I'm not going to be able to showcase because I don't have like a GoPro or something. Hey, there's Lawrence. Happy hump day, sir. Did you get washed away this morning? It rained a good bit here. So anyway, on to the show. That's all I had. So we have Mr. Phil Mosley, creator of some excellent jam tracks.
thank you.
if you guys haven't subscribed to this guy, go subscribe to this guy. I didn't put his thing in the description.
I think I can type it in, can't I?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. And just so you guys know, that if you don't know, Phil was one of my original four. It was Phil, Will, Gussie, and was it Dale? I believe it was Dale Palmer. The first four guys in my live stream. So Phil's been with us. Phil's been with me since the beginning. So I thought it was only fair that I get Phil on, and of course, if you guys hopefully you guys caught Phil's stream the other night. That was an insanely good stream, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. That was slightly impromptu. I felt I just go for it. I had my finger hovered over the go live button in OBS, and I thought, yeah, let's just go. And, people turned up, would you believe it? It's crazy.
That was awesome, man. I was real glad to see all the people that turned out. I know I was kind of fell silent. I had some things going on too, and I was doing a lot of working, but I was there listening. So Gussie says Will needs to be on next. Hey, actually, next week, for all you newcomers, next week's format's going to change a little bit. So if you didn't hear, stick around. I'll let you know what to expect next week. But we're going to be there's going to be a tag team of us. It's going to be me and Brian Stewart, and we're going to interview and hang out with somebody from the one of content creator, and yeah, we've got a little few ideas, and we're gonna see how it works. You'll see a lot's left to be discussed and worked out, but yeah, we'll definitely starting next Wednesday. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So Phil. So how long have you been playing, man?
Well, I've been playing. Well, I started off with drums really as like the first serious instrument, and that would have been first year of high school. So whatever year, however old that would be, De Holland's, that kind of information. And then I moved on to guitar quite quickly and played them both. But then since moving out of my parents' house, which has been a fair few years now, I'm 31 now, so I haven't had a drum kit set up like a proper acoustic one. So that's sort of fallen by the wayside now. But yeah, guitar seriously has probably only really been about 3 years ago. I decided to pick it up again properly, and I think this is what I want to do. I want to do something musical, so I'll try and learn this as best as I can. I'm still very much learning. There's lots of stuff that I can't do on there, but I think if you just put what you can do together and go with that, it's a lot of fun.
So what was it that got you going on it?
On well, music in general, probably sort of the new metal era of bands that came over. You're sort of like, it's quite embarrassing really, but things like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park were like really huge in my youth. Well, sort of like the teen part of my youth, and that's what started the journey of finding more music and learning how to play this kind of music. Up until that point, music was just kind of a thing that was there, and in the UK at that time it was very sort of pop music, and I hadn't experienced this kind of rock and distorted guitars thing before, and it was just from there it was the party started. It's
now the UK is a lot different than the US when it comes to music, right?
Nowadays, very much, yeah. There's there's not very much of a guitar culture over here at all. So your live music and things is more DJs, or there is like live music with open mic nights and things, but they're expecting your singer-songwriter kind of approach to it, not guitar riffs and 3 pieces and 4 pieces and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Whereas I'm not obviously hugely experienced with American stuff, but over there, from what I've heard from people in the community here, live real music, what we say, is much more a thing over there. And again, say like the kind of record sales, the charts over here, it's all. It's a lot of it's American music. They're American artists, things like Katy Perry, stuff like that.
Right.
That kind of thing. It's not guitar based. It's kind of a niche thing over here. And it's sad considering the history that we've had was very different. Think of like the British invasion and
I was gonna say, look at this, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. I mean, all the great bands that came out of the UK.
The birth of a lot of metal was
in
the Midlands of the UK. Black Country,
Black Sabbath. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Iron Maiden. Well, they're not from Black Country, but
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you're talking Pink Floyd, you're talking Rolling Stones, you're talking Led Zeppelin, you're talking the Beatles, you're talking the Yardbirds, you're talking. I mean, the list goes. Like you said, Iron Maiden, and of course Black Sabbath, and
we put out some big names back in the day,
right?
But there's not as much venues and stuff, for people to to grow and get to that kind of size nowadays either. It's just the opportunity is not as great. So that's why I've decided to go for the online sort of approach. Already, I'm getting people that are using my backing tracks or listening to my music that are on the other side of the world from me, and that's crazy in itself. But that's evidence that it works doing it this way.
Will.
Totally behind the chat.
Wasn't Quentin around for the British invasion about what, 1776?
Well,
missed you, Will. It's good to see you, man. Glad you're back in full form, buddy. Oh man. So but it's funny. It's a lot like that here. I mean, yeah.
Rehearsal. Have a good rehearsal, Hack. See you tomorrow, man.
All right, man. Take care, Hack. Thanks for stopping by, man. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night, dude. Yeah, Def Leppard. Yeah. Thanks, Mozzie. Yeah. There are just a ton of great English bands for sure. But like I said, it's kind of funny because it's the music like we like, or rock music, I guess, guitar music. It's kind of the underground thing right now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of worldwide. I guess. Obviously, it is over in the UK, and it.
Oh yeah, it's not exclusive to the UK. Absolutely, yeah.
It's kind of the way it is here, and I'm just on the assumption that it's pretty much the same. Pretty much can be the same area. I mean, there's going to be little niches.
Yeah, you've got pockets. Like we've still got pockets in the UK that are still massive into music. I don't think I've seen him in the chat yet, but Hugh Caldwell is in a place part of the UK that's very big with live music.
He's in Scotland.
Real music.
He's in Scotland, right?
Yeah, he's up in Scotland. Yeah, in Glasgow. So that's a city that's got a great culture when it comes to music, and still, you've got live music nightly,
right?
In the bars and the pubs there, and then Bristol or Brighton as well, and then there's a couple of other pockets as well, but it's not. You used to be able to say every town, every community of people would have some sort of venue with some kind of local music scene going on.
Right.
And there are still things going. It's just a different kind of music. It's evolved.
Gotcha.
But it's all swings and roundabouts. It'll come back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Eventually. So it was the new metal that drug you in. What What kept you?
Well, I still listen to some new metal every now and again when I get the urge for it. But yeah, Tool was probably one of the first sort of more mature musically.
Shh, I wouldn't tell nobody. No, I'm just messing. I'm just joking.
Band that I discovered, in the early days and have kept with me. Listen to, rock and roll things like the Rolling Stones. Then older metal as well. Iron Maiden was one that I discovered really early. I've still got like images of me like playing with like Lego and stuff like, building things with Lego with Iron Maiden on in the background. So that must have been quite young. So yeah, and then blues is kind of a thing that I've recently discovered and got really into as well. So yeah, it's growing all the time. Classical music I listen to. It's a very eclectic taste. But yeah, as far as like keeping me onto rock and roll, I don't know. I just discovered the sound of guitars, and it's that sound really, distorted or overdriven guitars,
Right.
And the note choices as well. It's just more musically satisfying rock music. All of us say it's real music, and
Yeah.
that is an opinion, but it's there's more truth to it. If you look at a lot of metal music, for example, is taking huge inspiration from old classical and romantic composers, and just the complexity to some of the writing. You find much more satisfying in rock music than in a pop music where you get the same four chords in every song.
Right. I mean, there's a lot to be said to the 145. I mean, how many songs do you know is basically a 145?
Oh yeah, no. My criticism of the same four chords in every song, it's more the chorus. It's like this hook that we've seemed to have had
Oh
over the
yeah,
past
yeah, yeah.
5 years. It's the same musical hook in
Right.
90% of the songs in the charts, and then they just repeat the same word over the top of it, and then they'll call that song that word. Rinse and repeat because it sells.
Yeah.
It's like they've worked out what the mind responds to in a lot of people, and manufactured that quite a bit.
Right. Well,
But yeah, using the same chords over and over in the right context can be powerful. Yeah, it's a lot of good. Like I said, blues wouldn't come up, wouldn't be around without a 145.
ain't that the truth? And of course, you could say rock wouldn't either because rock was born out of blues, and so on and so forth, so on down the line. So
Yeah, if you take the roots back, lots of stuff comes from that first blues movement. It's incredible. If
it really is. It really is.
what I mean, it's not a small event, but what one pinpointed
Right.
source can lead to so much
Well,
creativity.
you even go back further than that to a lot of the spirituals, and that's kind of where you start seeing the blues take that turn is off those old spirituals.
Yeah, so it's a gospel. That 145 is an old gospel
Right.
pattern, that they would play. So
Right. But the structure of the blues came from that. Is what it's kind of like the old gospel, spirituals and stuff, and so there's a few of them that are 145, which is kind of funny, but then it just kind of took its own direction, but yeah, it's to look at that and see see how we got to where we are from I guess the 1800s or earlier, even earlier. So yeah, it's kind of a cool kind of a cool path. So you have right now, what do you have collection wise?
What music?
No, guitars.
Oh, guitars. Quite small, really. It's I've got my two Fenders, both Mexican, Telly and a Strat, but the Telly was actually the first guitar that I actually bought myself. And it's got the Tex-Mex pickup in the middle, so you've got a 5-way switch like a Strat. So it doesn't actually have the middle, the classic middle position of a Telly.
Yeah. Nashville
Which is
player,
unfortunate.
Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville. Yeah, Nashville Deluxe. Yeah.
Nashville
So,
Deluxe.
yeah, this is probably my number one, to be honest. I picked this one up. If it's not a specific thing that I'm after, it's just picking up a guitar. This is probably the one I'm going for more often than anything else.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the second and fourth position sound really good on this one. The second and fourth position I think sound better on this than on the Strat. So if I'm not using the trem, then I should go for this one.
Is that a flat pole on the bridge, or is that a raised pole?
On the bridge, it's flat, and then radius on the middle one.
Nice. I prefer flat poles, but that's just me.
Well, they're radius, but it's that Fender way of them being sort of these ones all flat and then a higher one in the middle.
Right. The radius poles. I'm not as big a fan of the radius poles as I am. There's just something that I think the flat pole piece pickups, especially in a Telecaster, they sound better.
They're the classic ones, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're going for classic, you wouldn't have that in the middle anyway. So
right.
The other two are just a normal. It's not got a jazz circuit in the top, so it's full.
Right. Nice.
Full tap. So
no dark circuit.
Yeah, no dark circuit in there. Yeah, so I've got that, and then just the standard Mexican Sunburst Strat.
Okay.
I'll go in chronological order. So I got the Telly, and then the second guitar I got myself. I don't have my first electric guitar anymore. That I got given by my parents. When I was younger.
Yeah.
It's in bits in storage. I could probably put it back together again. But yeah, Epiphone Dot.
Nice. How do you like that?
These things are great. Very underrated guitars. If people that haven't played them don't know the magic.
See,
but people have.
See what I've been telling you guys?
If you want a semi-hollow,
that right there.
Get this.
The Dot is probably Epiphone's hidden diamond.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The Phil Mosley music sticker isn't stock. You'd have to contact me for one of those, but the rest of it is stock. Really good guitars. If you're a semi-hollow person, then maybe spending a little bit more on something more classy is more your thing. But if you're not and you just want to add a semi-hollow to your arsenal, you can't go wrong with this one. They're great. They sound really good.
The ones that I've played. Hey Gussie, thanks for coming and checking us out tonight. Appreciate you hanging out. Have an awesome night, dude.
Take care, Gussie, man.
Every Dot that I've played, almost every one that I've ever picked up has been good, and in most cases, when I've picked up an actual 335, an actual Gibson 335, I'd rather have the Dot, and that coming from me is saying something. Just saying, you
like your Gibsons.
I'm a Gibson guy. I mean, I don't think anybody's under any other impression. So, but I mean, you look at my wall, and I've got basically the Gibson wall, and if I were going to go by a semi-hollow, I would go by the Dot, the Epiphone Dot.
They're worth checking out for sure.
So.
Yeah, neck's great on it. It's probably my thickest neck, but it's still not like a baseball bat. It's just comfy. It's nice. It resonates really well.
Not like my blue Telecaster. Have you seen the neck on that thing?
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think you've shown it up close.
Oh, it's a freaking monster.
Oh, that is a thick one.
Yeah. Any guys like baseball bat?
Yeah.
That right there is a baseball
That's
bat.
great.
That thing is chunky monkey. And it stays, I mean, there's like no taper to it whatsoever the whole way down. It stays the same thickness. I'll tell you how thick it is. You want it in millimeters or you want it in inches? I can do both. I'll do inches first. It's not going to be perfect, but just to give you an idea, harder to do one-handed. I'm going to just go over top of the strings. It's an inch and 5/64.
You can see it there, how
or 27.33 millimeters. That's on the first fret. It's a thick neck.
yeah, I've not got any calipers, but it's definitely thicker than this.
Yeah, it's a freaking baseball bat. So, which is partly why you rarely see me play with neck guitar, because I don't like big fat freaking necks.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't like really thin necks. I don't mind a little bit of thickness to the neck.
I don't know.
Not something that's just so obnoxious it's biting you.
Yeah, I can play either. I don't like the big thick necks, but like a Gibson Slim, or even just what I would call a Gibson medium taper, it is fine. I don't have an issue with it. When I do have an issue is when I go from like my Jackson, which is a pretty thin neck. I mean, it's not Ibanez thin, but it's fairly thin.
It's more of a shreddy kind of guitar, isn't it? It's kind of a faster. It's a faster neck.
It's a faster neck. But when I go from it to like any of my Gibsons, it takes me a minute.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, same for me. So I'm not really opposed to any particular necks. It's just adjusting between playing. It just takes you 10, 15 seconds to just adjust to something, and then you can play anything. It's fine.
I mean, I don't hate the wizard neck on like Ibanez. To me they're just almost a little bit too thin. I like it with a little bit more meat, but I mean, I can still play an Ibanez just fine. So now I know you also have a Firebird.
Yeah, we've got a Firebird Studio. That's my second most recent guitar.
Okay.
There's also, I've got the Harley Benton single cut style thing, which they're all right. I'm not going to pretend that they're this amazing thing that a lot of other people will do. They're to get what I think is to get the finished blued neck, mahogany body, maple top guitar for that money without the hardware. Just forget about all that. Is pretty good, and you've got a really good bass. The neck feels great. They do play really well. But when I first changed the strings, they're just like the vintage style tuners with just the ferrules on. There's no nuts there to hold it in.
Right.
It's the vintage style, cloose on kind of thing.
Yeah, it's you got the pressure fit bushing that goes. Yeah.
But the tiny little screws that they use there are just pathetic little things, and the whole tuner just fell off the back as soon as the string tension was lost. So,
oops.
That wasn't too great. And then I had to change the jack as well. The jack wasn't too good, but it sounds okay. I just wanted something single cutty. I'm not a huge. Well, I wasn't really. I didn't think I was a huge single cut guy, and then I got that, and I actually found that body shape really comfortable. So I guess I am now. So I guess I'll need a Les Paul at some point.
So what do you got on the radar right now? Anything in particular?
I need something with a Floyd. or some sort of locking tremolo.
Right.
I've not got anything with that. My only trem is just a 6-point screw.
Right.
Mexican Fender Strat trem, and I need something with a few more tricks up its sleeve.
Gotcha. So you're thinking like HSS or
I don't know. I mean, it would probably be it'd probably end up just being a double humbucker, or maybe even just a single bridge humbucker. I don't know if there's something that speaks to me that's just a bridge. It's going to be something that's predominantly played on the bridge anyway. So. Oh,
Oh,
you just
I'm back.
a second there. You back?
I'm back. Woohoo. Sorry about that, guys. Had a little hiccup there in the old network. Don't know what that was about.
I just saw the screen freeze for a second. Didn't know.
Yeah, that was completely
didn't know if we'd been shut down.
No, that was completely on my end. It was an internet issue, I guess. So you don't really don't have much of a pickup preference on the.
No. I mean, if I've never changed a pickup from a guitar. If I didn't like the sound of a guitar, I'd just wouldn't buy it, or I'd send it back if it was an online purchase. I don't know. Pickups is only something that I've recently thought about ever doing, because I've started thinking about building a guitar, or doing up my old Ibanez. That's the first guitar that I had. It's just in parts.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I suppose I've just been pretty lucky. The guitars that I've had, I've decided I've worked with the tone. I'm not the kind of guy that would get different guitars to then put the same pickup in, because I like that pickup. I'd rather have the different sounds.
Sure.
I'm a studio guy predominantly, so I like to be able to experiment with different sounds, different things. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, now like with my Jackson, I liked it so much that I went and bought another one. Same pickups.
Oh yeah, if I like something, I wouldn't have a problem with getting another one.
But
I'd like another tone.
Because it's got a Floyd. So this one, the one I have, the blue black one, whatever you want to call it, it lives in E flat, and of course that guy there, there it is. The Mockingbird lives in D standard, so I've got to have something in E standard.
That's the problem, having different tunings as well. It's just an excuse, I think, for guitars.
Well, with Floyd's, with Floyd.
Yeah, you can't just be tuning them up and down all day.
Yeah. I mean, that's
you're committed to a tuning, aren't you, with a Floyd?
Yeah, and that's one thing that I can't stress enough. Anybody that wants a Floyd, or that's looking for a guitar with a Floyd, or has a guitar with a Floyd, whatever tuning you have it set up in, you need to be married to that tuning, and you need to be married to the strings that you got on it. And by married to the string, I mean the same gauge, the same brand. Otherwise, you're gonna have to set up your guitar again, and it's not difficult. It's just fiddly. It's a pain.
It's just if you can make it an easier experience on yourself, then
exactly. So that's my little tip of the night. If you have a Floyd, or you want a Floyd, whatever tuning you get it set, or you
stick it in E flat and put one of those D tuners on it.
Right.
Those drop D tuners.
And that's why.
And if I need it in E standard, I can just put a capo on if I really need to. But I like E flat.
Yeah.
Eric asked a couple of minutes ago. Well, you mentioned that it's a very dark ale that I'm drinking. It's a plum porter from Titanic Brewery. And it's very nice.
Yeah,
it's very plummy, very fruity.
Or get a Variax with a Floyd, and I can tune in.
Dark.
There you go, Eric. For sure, man. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna have. Yeah, that's why I've got. Well, we'll have 3 now to pretty much cover the bases. So Yeah. So you got possibly a Floyd loaded guitar in the future. What about now that the amp that you use in most of your video, that's a PV30
It's
classic.
a 20, yeah, PV Classic 20. This one, the mini head is 20. The combo I think is the 30 one.
Okay, right. Okay.
Or I don't know if they do a full size head for 30 or 50 or something. But yeah, no, I just use that direct. It's got mic stimulated output on the back, so that means that I can just record no microphone. The cab doesn't even need to be switched on. It's got a dummy load switch on it, so yeah, it just makes recording really good, and I think it sounds great.
No, it's super easy. No extra DI box. No.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
no
awesome.
reamping or anything.
And it sounds good.
Yeah, I think I mean I scoop quite a bit of low end off it when I'm mixing, because it's quite bassy on the output, and even just isolated, I'd scoop a little bit of low end off. Well, not scoop, roll.
Yeah.
A bit of low end off to make it match what the vintage 30 sounds like. But it sounds pretty accurate actually. They've done a good job at tuning the output on that to sound as close to the amp in the room as it would do.
So to every amplifier, every guitar, especially tube amplifiers, need to have a load. So and a load on an amplifier is nothing more than a speaker. It feeds back against the amplifier, and that's what soaks power. As I understand it, I'm terribly wrong, and I could be terribly wrong here. But what a dummy load does is it actually puts a load on the amp, so that way you don't have to have a speaker plugged in, so you can do silent recording through a normal tube amp. It's pretty cool thing, man.
Yeah. So the power section of a tube amp, if you were to unplug the speaker and have no load on it, it would just blow the amp. You destroy your tubes. I'm not too sure if you destroy the amp as well, but it's not. It's the stickers on the back saying make sure you never do that. And this one's 20 watts, but what the dummy load can do is it can attenuate it, so you can switch it to a 5-watt mode. So you can have the speaker plugged in, 20 watts, kicking volume, play with the band, no problem. Switch it down to 5 if you're wanting a little bit quieter, or you can switch it down to 1 watt, which is perfect for playing in the home. They call it bedroom volume. I'm not in a bedroom, but that's what I usually have it on if I'm plugging it through the speaker. But then it's also, you can switch the speaker completely off with it. And that will preserve the life of the tubes and make sure the amp doesn't blow up in the process. So and then you can just use a microphone cable. I plug it into the Focusrite as if it's just a microphone. You don't need to put it on the instrument line or anything. Yep. So it's just it acts as if it's just a Shure SM57 or a ribbon mic or whatever, just plugging straight in, and you're working with it that way in the mix then. So you don't have to have any plugins, no virtual cabs or impulse responses or anything.
Right. And basically it's like putting an aux box on your on your head.
Yeah, but there's no you can't change any settings to make the I think on an aux there's a few cab sort of settings or something.
Right.
It is what it puts out. But when it puts out, I can work with. I think it sounds great. Definitely sounds better than I would get using a microphone with the room that I have. So it's perfect solution for me. Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. So to go a quick kind of layman's explanation of what a dummy load is.
I was actually thinking about getting the 6505 version, for a bit more of a higher gain. But I've had a few people that when I've mentioned that, they said, in chats and things, it's not that great. So I definitely have to go and try one out. I wouldn't just order one of those.
Right.
Might just end up getting a pedal instead. It's just the way the Classic reacts to high gain is still like a classic amp rather than a high gain amp. And
right.
I want something that cuts just a bit more.
Oh, there you go. Nice. So what now? You're also a pedal guy. So you have
now I am, yeah.
Now
yeah, that's kind of a new thing. I used to just use like a Boss multi effects
Okay.
Or I would use, for the free, there's Lupo plugins, or Lupo, not too sure how you pronounce that guy. It's for the French guy who makes the free, like Marshall and Mesa plugins and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But then when I wanted to start doing, recording for the purpose of putting it out for people to listen to or use, I just wanted it to sound better. So I thought, yeah, I'll get a good amp. Check out some pedals. So yeah, I'm still sort of on my first batch of pedals. I kind of on the board. I've got like 3 in the drawer. 3 have made it off and been replaced so far. But other than that, everything's my first run. So yeah, I'm still sort of new into the pedal world.
Right. Nice. Nice. So you know what question's coming next, right?
I could just buy a Helix.
When you go buy Helix.
When am I going to buy a Helix?
When you go buy Helix, man.
Well, my pedal board probably is probably up to a Helix price already now because of the switching system. I've got the Boss ES8 switching system, which it's not as expensive as the Gig Rig one, and I think it's better anyway. But it's still not cheap. But then once you add like a Strymon pedal on and a couple of other things, you're almost at Helix level. But the thing is with the pedals is I can get it gradually, so it's not well, my money comes in not thick and fast. The opposite of thick and fast.
No,
Thin and infrequently. So I can get by with the pedals for now.
No,
if I was out gigging and stuff, I think a Helix would be something.
It's totally the frog in the pot, right?
Hmm?
It's totally the frog in the pot, right?
Yeah.
You take a frog and you throw him in a hot pot and he'll jump out. But if you throw a frog in a
cold pot, yeah,
slowly turn the heat up, he'll sit there and cook himself. It's that premise, right? To go and buy Helix is like throwing that frog in a hot pot. It's a hard thing to do, because they are a lot of money. But when
people will easily spend 20, 30 times that amount of money on pedals, no problem.
Yeah, but
over a period,
Exactly. You're doing it over a period of time, and so it's I get it, man, because I started. All right, Eric. Thanks, man, and take care. Thanks for hanging out tonight.
Take care, man. Thank you.
And I look at my pedal board and I start adding up to what I paid for the pedals.
Mm.
And I don't have the fancy switcher or anything. I'm talking just the pedals. I'm talking just the power supply, and I'm not even gonna say what
even just the boards themselves.
I'm not even gonna factor in what I paid for the board itself, because I've got the rock board, the Cinco something. So it's the big.
There's like a double shelf flip top one that fits the switcher that I've got perfectly, and then all the pedals that you would ever want with it, and it's like almost $1,000. It's incredible how much people will charge for. I could probably make it if I just put my mind into it.
Yeah,
with a friend's workshop.
I've got the True Tone one spot power supply, the CS12.
I think that's the one I've got, the full size one.
Yeah, the big, the 12 output. Yeah, I mean that just by itself is it's like 165 brand new. I bought it brand new. I've got the 87 Lawrence Petros 87. That don't come cheap.
Oh, those Lawrence Petros pedals are awesome.
It's great.
I wish I could get access to them over here.
Probably my favorite pedal on my pedal board is that LPD 87.
You can buy them in the UK. It's just there's no like dealers or distributors over it. So there's no.
The only place you can buy them is through Lawrence.
Yeah.
So.
Is that the same in the US as well?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Right. Oh, cool. I thought you would have had it.
You buy them direct from Lawrence.
Cool.
And through Reverb is how you get them. or unless somebody's got one and they're selling them. Yeah, Reverb or his website. Yeah, those are your options on getting LPD pedals.
They
And
sound fantastic.
of course, but everyone is handmade. Everyone is signed by Lawrence because he's the one building every one of them. So
Yeah, and he's an awesome member of the community as well, which is like
he really is. He really is.
So yeah, that's cool, man.
Also lives probably about 25 miles from me, but that's neither here nor there. But
well, that's the ultimate buy local, isn't it? You know, for you.
Yeah, for real. Support local business. Yeah, dude lives like
Support
30
your local pedal builder.
But no, I mean, but you start getting into boutique and pedals like that, and you're talking, $200-300 a pedal, or like my Keeley Dark Side was like what, 4? I mean that's almost a third of a Helix right there. And so I just kind of start looking, and I'm like, man, all the money I've got tied up in that, I could have just bought the Helix and have all this stuff already, and then some. And yeah, so I finally took the plunge, and I'm just not sorry I did, especially for what I'm doing, with the live stream thing and whatnot. I'm very happy that I made that purchase.
Yeah, for me, it's never been about any sort of loyalty or even snobbery or anything like that. No, this is the first tube amp we call them valves here, but tube's kind of in my lingo now. It's the first tube amp I've ever had. Before that, I was using a PD Bandit, which is a solid state. It's whatever I think is best for the application, and for me, for the channel, I mean, my backing tracks is the main thing, but I also want to extend myself into doing some gear demos as well. So having a pedal platform is kind of a better option for me right now with this. I've always said, if I was out gigging or something, then who's to say a Helix or an Axifex or one of the other many growing list of alternatives.
Right. Can't throw Kemper in that mix too. So.
Yeah, the Kempers are all right. I'm not too sure if I would use it as a gigging tool though. I think that's an awesome studio tool.
Even the powered. I mean, there's quite a few guys.
That's the 4 unit.
Running the Kemper power head.
Oh yeah, the head.
So
I know some people using it. Some people find a reason to use things, and
right.
Sure. I think the Kemper for me would be something. If I had a studio with a live room and I'd sort of built a bit of an amp collection, or had people with amps coming in, and then you just get the amp at its sweet, on a good day, at the sweetest spot, the best part in the room, the mic's at the sweetest position. You can capture that and have that then, as a profile and use that again.
Right.
Because amps are strange and live rooms are strange. One day everything will sound great, the next day it's not going to sound as great. So the ability to capture that would be really useful.
Yeah. No, I've noticed the same thing. I would come in and flip on my amp and do my thing, and it would sound great. And turn it off, and then come back even the same day, come back later, and it sounds completely different.
Why is this not sounding good today? Or why is this not sounding good now? You'll frantically tweak everything, and you just can't get it right.
Yeah.
And then the next day, sounds good again.
And I touched nothing. Didn't touch anything on the pedal board. Didn't touch. All I did was turn the amp on and turn the amp off. That was it. So, yeah. No, I get it, Quentin. I totally get it. 50-watt tube head, through pair of 4. I mean, there's something to be said for that kind of power and that kind of, moving that much air.
Yeah, the air movement does feel good.
But man, Go lug all that crap around. Tell me how much fun it still is to lug all that crap around.
Well, if I was performing and requiring that kind of rig, I'd be already paying somebody to help me out anyway. So it's getting
Probably.
them to carry it around.
Probably.
You might as well use the whole rig then, so they get their money. You get your money's worth. You're not going to get them carrying a helix. Yeah, pick up my rig.
But you know, even a lot of the like, I went and saw Trans-Siberian Orchestra a couple of years ago, and there was like no backline whatsoever.
Mm.
They were all pushing everything through, like, you know,
Oh yeah, the years of the wall of Marshalls, that's long gone now. For most performers, you do still see it every now and again. I wonder how many of them are actually plugged in though.
Yeah, how many of them are actually just dummies?
Yeah, they'll all be speakerless cabs.
Right. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I really do think that the day for the day of the big amp and the the wall of cabinets that's kind of,
it's going to eventually become like the classic car, or the classic car. You know, they're still going to be around, but you know, it's the ones that come out on the weekend in the summer for a few people that do it for the enjoyment of it only.
right.
The people that are needing a tool to do a job.
And the big ones, the big ones, and I say the big ones, the coveted, the coveted, like Marshalls, like the JTMs, the Plex, or I guess then that's Plex, but like the JMPs, the JTMs, those guys, they're always going to go for top dollar, especially the classic ones. Right? JCM 800 is another one that will probably always fetch, top dollar.
Well, they're the classic ones, though, aren't they? They're just so part of the heritage of rock and roll.
Right. Yeah, the high watt, like the DR103, those are always going to fetch premium dollar. But you look at like all these crate, like these 100-watt crate heads and cabs, and they're full tube. And you can go pick up the head and cab for $500.
Mm-hmm.
412 cabinet and 100-watt head for like $500. Hey, Mr. Stafford, how you doing, David? Hope you're doing well today, man. So yeah, I mean, there's a market, there's a niche market for some of them, the classics. But a lot of them, man, you can't hardly give them away now.
Mm. Well, you never know. It's like it's the same thing with like the music genres and taste. It could be a swings and roundabouts situation. Think about what the 80s did to guitar sales, and then what post 80s did to 80s guitar sales. That's what I was saying about getting a Floyd guitar. I think if I had just had that inclination maybe 12 months or 18 months earlier, I could have got a stinking deal. But now everybody wants a Floyd guitar. They seem to be the new hotness. So I've just decided to buy one of those at the wrong time.
Yeah, you can. I mean, now I don't know. Well, I guess you guys have Reverb over there, because I do see quite a few. I do see quite a few sellers in the UK.
Yeah, Reverb's used quite a bit over here. I bought some stuff off Reverb.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's like the Jackson that showed up last week that was the wrong one. That's supposed to show up a little later this week. That's supposed to be the right one. We'll see.
I hope they send you the right one this time. That's a really nice looking guitar as well.
Yeah, that was
so disappointing that they sent you the wrong one first time.
Gorgeous guitar, man. It just wasn't what I wanted. If it'd been what I wanted, I'd have
yeah, that's it.
And just not said anything, been like, okay, well, we'll just keep that. Yes, Will, I did know that Reverb was recently sold to Etsy.
Yeah, but Etsy, it's a big move.
Yeah.
It looks like it should be business as usual for as far as using Reverb is concerned.
I would think so. I would think so. I don't think they're going to. I'll address that in a minute, Quentin. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of changes there. It may be on the back end for the sellers. They may have to give Etsy a bigger cut, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of other changes going on. So the staff won't change. It's still going to stay. It's just going to be under Etsy's umbrella.
Yeah, that just came as a surprise. I wasn't aware it was up. I mean, things don't necessarily need to be up for sale for the right deal to come along, but I didn't realize it was something that CME were, because it was owned by Chicago Music Exchange, or the guy that owns Chicago.
The guy that owns CME owned Reverb, but they were operated completely.
Yeah, they operated separately. Yeah. I wasn't aware that he was looking to make a deal on that, but it looks like a good buyer. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to be too bad. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. Quentin
Stewart wants me to get a Friedman. they are really nice. I really want to try a Friedman actually. I've not tried one yet.
They sound great.
They sound awesome. And they look great as well. I love the headstocks on them. They got something that a lot of newer brands seem to struggle with, because the good ones are all taken.
Right.
I really like it's kind of like the plexi kind of thing that they've gone.
Yeah, almost the Marshall.
Looks cool.
Or Now, Quentin, your comment, dude. If that Mockingbird played good, and everything worked on it, like all the STC stuff worked, dude. That was a smoking deal, man. That's a neck through. That was a neck through Mockingbird. Those are good guitars, man. Every one of them I've picked up has been. I almost bought one about a month and a half ago or so, but right before we moved. In fact, the Guitar Center down here in Scottsdale had it, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh man, and it was around the same price. It was like $350, and I almost picked it up and walked out with it. And I believe was that a purple one? I believe it was a purple one that they had. And then I went back because I was going to buy it. I went back a few days later and it was gone. So
missed your chance.
Yeah, I missed it. I mean, it is what it is. What can you do? But
snooze, you lose. That's what they say.
If you can afford it, man, and you liked it, I would get it, man. Those are cool guitars. The tonal options on those things are, I mean, you've got like 1,000,004 different options with the STC model Mockingbird, because you've got all the mini toggles, and then you've got the it's almost like a Veritone switch as well, plus the 3-way, plus it's nuts, man. I don't know if you're familiar with the STC, Phil. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've Mockingbird's one of the few shapes that I really like actually in BC Rich.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's like an extreme quiet bird. I like it. Krellbar made me laugh a minute ago. Barefoot Mode said, "Reverb is a wheel that's not broken. Etsy ain't stupid." And Krellbar said, "Never underestimate the stupidity of corporations." That's so true.
Yeah, I mean, my Mockingbird's a little bit neck heavy. I just don't care. I just don't care. It's fine. It's fine. So what's on tap for the future for Phil Mosley Music?
Well, I'm going to keep doing the weekly backing tracks, and I've started dipping my toes into live shows now. So I'm going to try and squeeze out a live show every week. I'm not too sure about a schedule or if I can even go to a schedule. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, in the community that already got established schedules, because I think we've pretty much got the week covered at the the nighttime or nighttime slot for us.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that. Yeah, the evenings are tough, man. I somehow luckily kind of slid into Wednesdays, and it was just by pure luck, I guess. There wasn't a lot going on Wednesday night, and I was kind of able to slide in.
Yeah, see, I don't have a problem just kind of sliding in as and where. The last couple of times it's been a case of, well, I've been sat here with a kind of time that I would have been usually watching somebody and working as well, and nobody was on, so I thought I'd just try it, and a load of people turned up for the first one, and then I had a few people coming and going the second time.
Right.
So I don't really have a problem just carrying on like that, but I just know a couple of people have said that a schedule or at least more notice would be useful.
Yeah, if you can, it's beneficial, because then everybody gets that, kind of. It's like, okay, I'm Wednesday night at 6, and 6 Pacific. The words are hard and struggle.
Specifically 6.
Specifically 6, yes, Pacific, and 9 Eastern. So, like Pooh, and Wednesdays come around so quick. Of course, Wednesday's Pooh's day. He does his WTF Wednesday, which, if you haven't checked out, they're quite.
I still haven't checked out today's actually. I'm on my. I've clicked my watch later on them. I'm usually a bit quicker on those. They're funny. It's a highlight.
Yeah. The WTF Wednesdays are usually pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Mr. R2R3, the Shredmeister from McShredson Lane has shown up in the chat. Good evening to you, sir.
Quelbar said a moment ago, I wouldn't worry about stepping on toes. Just pick a slot and see who shows up and how many other shows there are, and just mix it up until you find the right slot. Yeah, I'm fine with going here, there, and everywhere, to be honest, until we find a rhythm that fits the channel and the community.
Right, and that's kind of how I fell into this Wednesday thing. It is because I would just go. I would just go on whenever. To make sure nobody was on live.
Yeah, and then you've developed a schedule. I've noticed over the last couple of weeks you've been posting, an event, and
right.
Doing the same day and getting guests on and stuff.
Yeah, the Wednesday. Most of my other streams are just whenever I can, but the special guest was, it kind of fell into that Wednesday slot, and so I've just kind of, over the last, I don't know what, month and a half or so, or however long I've been doing this with this. I mean, I missed a couple of weeks, obviously, from the move, but
yeah, you had a busy couple of weeks though, didn't you?
Yeah.
So we'll let you off, I suppose, for that one.
So, yeah, I mean, but this Wednesday thing just kind of opened up and worked out. So, if you can find, like, just for one set stream, and it might help you if you could find that slot, that little time slot. And
yeah, that would be the ideal thing. Have like one set stream,
right.
A regular thing. I'll eventually, find what works best, and then you still can go live whenever.
Sure, exactly.
With that for impromptu stuff.
Do the odd ones here and there and whatnot, but.
I'd also like to do some on location things. There's a couple of companies that are based in the UK that I use, so I'd like to develop some contacts with them and hopefully take a camera and a microphone down and pester them for a little bit. Roto sound strings would be interesting because they are actually manufactured in the UK, which is
nice.
there's so many companies that say, oh yeah, we're UK, or we're American, but then it's made in China or made in Indonesia or South Korea.
Right.
But their strings are actually produced in the UK somewhere. So if I just find where, and get a contact, phone them, and hopefully, I want to get some subscribers to give me the power to then say, it's worth it for them to open their doors and let me in for the day.
Sure.
I think that would be some really cool content, because obviously manufacturers that are UK based don't necessarily always make it to the shows over in America, or might not even be a big name over there.
Yeah, it's like Crimson. I don't think Ben's ever been over to
Crimson. Yeah, they're cool. I'd like to see Ben. There's a guitar show that's coming up that I'm going to, or hoping to go to, in the next couple of months, that I believe Ben and will be there with Crimson. So I'd love to catch him and have a chat with him. He seems like a real nice guy.
Yeah, I've learned a lot by watching Ben.
Very knowledgeable.
I actually own several Crimson tools.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How are they? Are they?
They're super good quality. They're super good quality tools.
I don't think he would put his name to anything that wasn't being a workman himself. He's not.
Lucky for you, you get pretty much free shipping or very low cost shipping in the UK. I mean, here I got the fret leveling beam, I got the notch straight edge, I got the fret file, the leveling file, and I got the 3-corner file. And it cost me like $40 US in shipping.
Mm.
And
shipping over.
Yeah, and that's even on top of what I had to pay, for the tools themselves, which weren't. I mean, they're not cheap. They're not the most expensive. I mean, after you pay shipping, they're right in the same vein as, at least as far as quality, as far as like Stu Mac, which we get here, which we pay a premium for. But yeah, they're good tools, man. They're really good tools.
Yeah, I like their videos, and I've not played one of their guitars. I'd like to get the opportunity to play them and go and speak to him at this guitar show. But everything I've seen, that he's definitely got a passion and a skill for his with his craft.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good guitars. R2R3 made a video with one of my backing tracks and deleted it by accident. Man, I actually deleted one of my backing tracks by accident. I had to re-upload it.
Oh man, that's brutal.
It was actually, at the time, it was probably about 3 or 4 months old now as a channel. It was a couple of months ago, and at the time it was by far my most successful backing track. It had loads of likes, loads of comments, all the interactions. There's no like trash on YouTube. Once you've deleted it, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, it is no more. Yeah,
it's harsh. It's really harsh.
It is no more. If you don't have a backup of it, it's gone.
Well, I had it. I keep a backup of all my. I don't keep the raw files. Once I've recorded the backing track and rendered it, I'll delete all the raw.
Right.
Me just playing guitar because they take up a lot of space. But I will keep an archive of the upload. I keep an archive for thumbnails, because I started off getting a bit paranoid because I got a claim. It was a false claim. It was on one of my backing tracks, but it was saying, you've stolen this music. And they make a really big issue over disputing it. If you falsely dispute it, they threaten the channel's going to be deleted, everything's going to be wiped off, you're going to get the FBI around and everything. So, and I've disputed it because I'm not going to get walked over by somebody because they've got more money than me and more lawyers. If I've made original music, it's my music and I have the right to it, and my subscribers have the right to use it as well. So I've disputed it, but luckily everything's come back fine. But I got really paranoid and was like, right, from now on, I'm going to keep an archive of everything. So I've got all the thumbnails, all the descriptions, and all the videos. But when I accidentally deleted it off YouTube, I lost the comments and the likes, and I was like, oh god, I'm going to come back and re-comment.
Interaction, last time interaction.
But it's okay. It's all in the past now. It's fine. I've had more videos since then, so. But yeah, it's yeah. He said he freaked out. Yeah, it's like as soon as you do it, you're like, no, unclick, unclick.
So we'll turn this over to the chat for a few minutes. Did anybody have any questions for me or Phil?
Well, I've got a quick question actually for the chat.
Okay.
Before we take some questions, I'm just like one sip left of my ale, so I'd like to see what I should open next. I've got a selection, so if the chat could tell me, I've got a Guinness Stout, Lancaster Bomber, which is a nice golden ale, Bishop's Finger, which I just got because I thought it sounded funny. What else did I get?
Say the Bishop's Finger.
Is that your vote, Bishop's Finger?
My vote is Bishop's Finger.
Oh, Muller House, White Witch, and White Castle Bay Red IPA. Crowbar says Guinness.
Well, there you go. First question.
Lancaster for sure. Well, Lancaster Bomber is actually one of my favourites. It's one of the more mass-produced ales.
Crowbar, I was refraining. And that's not the Bishop's Finger, by the way.
They're all bottles, Pooh. It's not Guinness. It's a Guinness East Indian Stout or West Indian Stout. You see, I took a picture of them all. They're in my chiller. West Indian Porter, Guinness West Indian Porter, but they're all in bottles.
So, Chicken Guitars wants to know, when do you sleep and what do you do for work?
I sleep intermittently. Just when it's not my priority. And for work, not terribly much. I work for my family. Have a multimedia company, and I do some video editing, audio editing, and some very small bit of 3D design for them. And that pretty much covers the bills and gets me fed. But it's not very much of a huge earning for me. So the channel is hopefully, well, that channel and the greater things that I will be able to do from having the channel work as a bit of a business card for me is hopefully what I want to move into doing to actually give me a living rather than just a survival. So I've got a bit of time where I can understand that it takes time to build that, and I'm not going to find myself without a roof over my head or without the ability to buy food or anything. So
does that.
I can focus. Chicken Guitars just said I can. The channel will benefit from that. Yeah, my focus is 90% the channel, and then 10%.
Gotcha.
Getting fed.
Soda's wanting to know, what's the pick around your neck?
The pick around my neck is so this microphone is the Billy Gibbons signature V7 from SE.
Nice.
And it's really hard to see on camera, but if you look at that box there, it's got like a purple. The like the foam inside the grill is purple, so it's like a really Billy Gibbons bling kind of microphone.
Oh, right.
It also came with two. They said signature picks. Now Billy Gibbons uses a Mexican peso, so I'm not too sure how signature these gel picks are.
Right.
But they've got a close. It's hard to take this thing off. I'll just move the microphone close. There's one with his picture on and one with like a signature on.
Oh, that's cool. Yep. There you go.
So yeah, they were like a part of the case candy that came with the microphone.
Okay, that's cool.
I want to be Billy Gibbons when I grow up. Billy Gibbons is an absolute dude.
And now you're in what part of the UK?
I'm in the northwest of the UK, so up near the most common landmarks people would know is Liverpool and Manchester. I'm sort of like smack between the two of them. big
Okay.
cities.
There you go. I'm just kind of hitting the questions that are in the chat.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up when you're doing the talking as well. I learned that.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just gonna see if I can get an ale update here. So Guinness, Lancaster, Guinness, Lancaster.
Oh.
I'm surprised no one's going for the Bishop's Finger.
Just leave me out in the cold. Thanks, guys. Love you guys too. You guys are awesome. Just leave me out in the cold.
I'll tell you what. I'll get a well, I've just had a porter, so I think I might get the Bishop's Finger, and then just bring the Guinness out as well, because I'll have a third one. So why these kids driving the wrong side of the road? So I have a musing about the differences between the side of the road between us. I can understand other countries, but for a great amount of time in America's history, it was administered by the same guys that were administrating Britain. And we've always been on the left. Has America always been on the right? And if not, when was the switch over? Was it around the same time as independence?
I think it came around with the wagons. So a lot of the times you saw the drivers in the wagons sitting on the left-hand side and driving on the right-hand side of the road. But I really cannot be sure, to be honest with you. I really don't know. I honestly don't know the history.
I just thought it was a bit of a strange difference between two countries that have had a close early history.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Australia drive on the left, if I'm correct.
Never been, man. I know Canada's the same as us.
Yeah, Canada's the same as you.
Yeah.
Japan drive on the left. That was the one that surprised me, because they've had a huge American influence.
Right.
Helping with rebuilding and just everything post World War II has been, done with American friendship and help and influence. So I just thought around the time that cars became a thing, maybe they would have switched. Australia drives upside down, does.
Yeah, I just saw that right before he retracted it.
He retracted it now. Right, I'm gonna go and just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go get another beer.
All right.
Headphones are falling off the desk.
So, hope everybody's having a good week. There's probably going to be fewer live streams coming from me, as I'm sure most of you have seen the new little guy. Let me see if I can grab him real quick. This is probably a mistake, because last time he was in here, he peed on the floor and crapped on the floor. That's why the blue towel's on the floor. Come here. Come here. Okay, come on. Come here. I'm going to show him off real quick.
Oh, we've got a visitor.
We got a visitor. Hey. Here's the little guy.
Oh,
Just a little boy. This is Shadow.
Fella.
Okay, he's. When's Bono coming? You are just rotten. You don't want to sit still, do you? All right. I just thought I'd show everybody, let everybody see the. This is Shadow. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got to go. You got to get down. You don't like it. You don't like it unless you're moving. All right. Run on.
He's camera shy.
He's sitting still shy. He just doesn't like to sit very, very still, being held for very long.
Evil Panda says that.
If you're moving around, he's fine. But if you stop moving around, he gets antsy and he wants to move around.
Crowbar.
Yeah, good thing to. Yeah, where's the snow? Yeah, there ain't nothing here, man.
Love the markings around his eyes, man.
Yeah. So his full name is Shadow Bandit, and hence he looks like he's got a little bandit's mask there. Yeah, husky in the desert. Yeah. And then Shadow because just about anywhere I walk, he's hot right on my heels. So. Yeah, he does like to sit and try to eat any kind of cable, anything else that he can get his little mouth on. So
now, is that just a general husky puppy thing, or
that's just puppy period. That's puppy period. We went through it with all of our puppies.
Oh, I never. As a family, we only ever had the one dog, which was our German Shepherd. When she was a puppy, I don't recall ever having puppies. We did with my sister's rabbit. He would eat everything, but the dog.
Yeah, all puppies like to chew things when they're teeth, especially it's when they're teething. Yeah, their little teeth are coming in, and their gums are a little bit. Whatever they chew stuff, man. They'll chew, and of course we keep all kinds of stuff for him to chew on, and he still wants to find cables and anything else. Anything else he can get his mouth on to try and chew. So
Dan of New Jersey, I really appreciate your comment, man. That's very nice. Thank you very much. So I feel as a great member of the YouTube community. Really appreciate it. I just really appreciate the community and the support that you give.
I'll second that.
/watching/playing along with my backing tracks is just awesome, man. And just knowing that people on the other side of the world are into the same crap that I am, it's warming and it's just amazing. It's awesome. So thank you, Daniel.
You do some good stuff, man. So definitely take. Unlike me, I evidently have a problem taking the compliment. Take the compliment, man. Take the compliment and enjoy it. No, and you are, dude. You've become quite a huge member in the community, and like Chicken Guitar says, you're pretty much omnipresent. So, and always in the chats and everything.
I kind of came out of well, not that I was in a shell, but I didn't have like a profile on YouTube that was like a public thing. It was just I had a few subscriptions, didn't have any content up, didn't have my name up there or anything, and I didn't really say. There would occasionally I'd comment on the video, and I'd watch things like Phil McKnight's live Q&A, and then I found I think my gateway into the inner circle of the community was probably Ben Coombs, I think, because he's a mod in Phil's chat, and I just saw him being nice and just welcoming everybody, and I subscribed to him and saw there was this inner community of people that little smaller channels that make all this cool content, and I thought I'd give it a go. So I made my channel, put my real name there. Didn't want to continue. It's the first time I've ever been comfortable, with having it's not like a troll account or anything, but you just put in some nonsense thing, and then that's your hook. But I thought, I'd brand it with myself and put some stuff out there and see what sticks. And yeah, so far it seems to be going pretty well.
Nice.
Getting some good feedback from people. The subscribers growth has like slowed a lot though since like the first I put some content up, and I didn't want to go in anybody's chat and say, hey, I'm a new channel.
Right.
I just sat on it, and then a few people found me, and then they started saying,
you showed up on my channel,
Mm.
and you were like, hey, I've got a backing track.
Yeah, that will have been like probably 4 or 5 backing tracks in, I think.
Yeah,
there will have been a few up there.
Yeah, you're like, I've got a couple backing tracks, and I'm like, okay, well, I got to go check this out. So of course, I think you were like less than 50 subs at that point.
Mm.
And
since doing that, it kind of went it went up 2 or 3 every day for a week or so. And Guitar Hack gave me a shout out in his channel. I went up like 10, and I was like, oh my god. And then he got to about 150, and then it's just slowed massively.
Yeah,
so it's like that wall that you've then got to get through. As I'm just going to concentrate on the content now. And,
well, and and diversity in that, right? Whether you do your normal backing track, and you're always going to have the people that love the backing track, and that'll listen to everyone and play with everyone and whatnot. You'll always have that, so make sure you always do those. But your like supplemental videos, and this is kind of where my channel isn't growing very fast right now, and it's not. I do this for fun. I have no aspirations of this becoming anything other than what it is. That's just fun. And but make sure you do like do a review of something you've got. Do drop one of those videos out like a week. And try and do it on the same day if you can. If you
my backing tracks, I've always make sure they're on a Monday morning on our time. It's 7:30 every Monday morning.
Right.
And I noticed that a couple of American channels or even Canadian channels are publishing at the morning on my time. So I think maybe that's when the clock starts for people to say, oh yeah, let's get the European lot in, then the American lot in, and go for that. How many people are pasting that in now? I was just going to say to Bobby, I've just pasted it in, but then a couple more people have got it covered as well. So thank you, everyone.
So yeah, and then then the odd live stream, like the live stream here and there. So as long as you have like if you have a diversity, you're gonna get extra people, and you'll draw some people in that because you'll start reaching people that you
want. Add tags to get clicks, like top 5. Does this look infected? Is this normal?
I mean,
you won't believe what I found out.
He's not wrong. If you add tags, and you can really kind of add any tags you want, but if I'm not that good at that thing. I don't do the tags. But if you figure out the algorithms on the tags and how they work, yeah, you can just rock it.
Search engine optimization.
So
like YouTube equivalent of.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have tags or anything. So, but yeah. Soda got timed out, Quentin. Oh.
I didn't see that.
Oh, man. Oh,
that's hilarious.
You guys are awesome. You guys are great. So, yeah, and like I said, just kind of do a little bit of a diversity on your
Yeah, so to lead back into the wanting to get more subs, obviously there's like as a YouTuber that actually wants to grow into something bigger. That's obviously a key part of it. But it's also once I get a little bit more, it's like buying power. I can then contact a company and say, hey, I've got X amount of subs. Can I get a video opportunity with you? Can I come along? Can I visit you? Can we do an interview? Can you show me some stuff? And yeah, I want to diversify content with things like that as well.
Another something you may, I don't know if you're, and I don't, well, you've seen Harmony in the chat before, I know, and so we're late. I don't know if you're sub to Harmony or not.
I think so, yeah.
If you go into Harmony's, stream,
pretty much everyone.
Then she'll actually shout you out on her streams, and it's one way to, hey, Guitar TV, GTV, how you doing, man? Just, I mean, if you're trying to grow subs, there's things like that you can do. But I mean, I don't know what I don't know if that's something you want to do. If you don't, that's fine.
It's the kind of subs that that you want to get as well, because I've noticed. So I released a channel trailer, and within the first 60 minutes of the channel trailer going live, I lost 2 subscribers and gained 0. So it's like you can get these shout outs. People go, oh yeah, I'll subscribe to that guy, and they'll subscribe to you, and then you'll release your actual content. They'll go, yeah, this isn't for me, so unsubscribe. See you later. And I'm not really interested in just getting numbers. I'd want genuine subscribers, genuine people who want to actually use the backing tracks, or come to my live shows, or whatever other things I'm doing.
Gotcha.
Because they stick around then. And everyone who's got once you pass a certain amount of subscribers, you'll notice they're going up and down all the time. And we just want to try and keep it 2 steps forward, 1 back, not 1 forward and 1 back. That's the
mine does. Yeah, it was one of those. It was one of those things. I have 212 subs. It's not like I have a huge channel by any stretch of the imagination, but I set it like sub 200, just at like 190, 180, 190 for a long time, and
it's like you set a mental milestone. It doesn't even mean anything, but it's a nice round number, isn't it? Like for me, I think it was 150.
Right.
And it just wouldn't get there. It's like,
yeah, I never. But again, for me, it was never about the subs. It was never about the. I'm just happy that I have people show up and want to see this. See this.
So does Out of Time Out.
Well, welcome back to the land of the living, Soda. But yeah, it's like I said, for me, it's just all about fun. It's all about getting to know you guys, and sitting down and talking and kind of hanging out and letting everybody else know a little bit about you, that kind of thing. Not necessarily just talking gear, not necessarily just talking guitars, not necessarily, it just kind of, hey, this is a real person. This is,
Yeah, that's the beauty of the live shows, isn't it? You can
right.
You get to know people.
Right, you get that interaction.
Unedited, uncut,
right,
unscripted. Not that I do scripts or anything like that. It's just backing tracks, but the principle is you get to see somebody more in their natural state.
Right.
300 seconds is a lifetime in chat. It is, live streams can end. People can go. It can be down to 2 people left in chat in 300 seconds. It's a long time.
Real. Oh, I'm gonna take your wrench, man.
I was going to say, it would be really funny if she put him back in timeout again, but I didn't say it.
Yeah, I know, Quentin. I saw that. Yeah. Don't make me give Soto a wrench.
The moderators have, yeah.
I'll take yours and give him one.
It's a good job YouTube don't put any guidelines up for moderators, isn't it?
Oh, come on now. Let's stop. I know it's fun, but let's not ban everybody here.
Okay, so we'll spend some three of this 300 seconds. I'll read you what the back of this bishop's finger says, just for anybody who is interested. I know it wasn't a high voter, but I just drank a porter, so I thought I'd have this one because it was Dave's vote. He's hosting me tonight. He's been kind enough to host me, and then I'll move on to the popular vote next. But just to give you the story of where the name comes from. Bishop's Finger, a classic Kentish strong ale. Bishop's Finger takes its name from the name of an ancient signpost on the Pilgrim's Way, pointing the pilgrims to the shrine of Thomas A. Becket at Canterbury Cathedral. It's one of the oldest names in English beer. It's brewed with chalk-filtered mineral water, drawn from deep beneath the brewery.
So
You'll find that quite a lot, actually. A lot of our breweries over here, they were built a long time ago on top of a good water source. So one of my favourite mass-produced beers, Lancaster Bomber, was originally a Thwaite beer. Their water source actually, unfortunately, got contaminated a number of years ago when the council built a roundabout. They contaminated the water source, so they've had to use tap water since. So they couldn't use the natural water that they had access to originally because it got contaminated. So their flavour changed. But yeah, so there you go. That's where the Bishop's Finger comes from. It's a signpost. It's nothing rude. Okay.
So how is it?
It's nice. It's definitely a Kentish ale. It's got that bitter. Yeah, you can really feel the bitterness.
Gotcha. So I probably wouldn't like it. I'm not a hoppy, bitter ale guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's overly hoppy, but you can definitely taste the hops. I've got the bitterness from the hops more so than the actual hop flavor itself.
Gotcha.
It's not like an IPA kind of hoppy IPA. You don't usually get the bitterness. You just get the hoppy, skunky sort of flavor.
No, we had this discussion earlier, completely offline. Well, online, but completely off camera. I'm a Belhaven. I love Belhaven. Absolutely. Well, at least the American Belhaven that we get.
I don't think so, Will.
Clams. It probably did at one point. Oh man. But no, I like Belhaven. I like
Belhaven's nice.
Most Heavy Vitzens. The wheat. I really like the wheat beer.
There's some nice wheat beers. Is Hogarden? That's a wheat beer, I think. I quite like that one. I'm not sure if you get that over there. I think that's a Belgian one. I'd have to double check. Before I misrepresent.
I like quite a few Belgian. Well, we have Blue Moon here, which is a Belgian wheat, Belgian white. So, but I'm
Belgian. Hogarden.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice one. But yeah, I'm much more of a traditional sort of English ale kind of guy than the wheat ones. They're nice, but they're not my favourite. That's
gotcha.
Let's say that.
Nice.
Oh, I've gone up to 169 subscribers. Thank you, everyone.
Nice. Congrats, man. See, sometimes coming on some of these. Yeah, I agree, Hobo Roadie. The Northwest IPAs are usually a bit much for me. I'm not.
That's funny.
Kalen, apple shiner vodka for Kalen. Hey, I hear you. Something about apple shine, man. It's good stuff.
You get your chat like a good couple of seconds before I do, because you said that before it even came up on the screen.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I guess the time.
Yeah, the streamer gets
Yeah.
gets a couple of seconds.
Well, of course we're connected. You're across the pond. I'm
Mm.
on the other side of the country, basically. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down here. I think I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm pretty freaking starving at this point, and I gotta take care of this little guy here. So.
Cool, man. Well, thank you very much for having me. If anyone's interested, I'll probably do an impromptu live stream in a few minutes on my channel.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's still people. If there's people wanting somewhere to hang, then
yeah,
don't mind hosting for it.
You'll do fine.
It was an awesome meeting Shadow as well, man.
Oh, you little rotten little rotten demon right here. But anyway, everybody, thanks for coming, hanging out with us tonight. Yeah,
I'll pop my link back in chat again for anybody if they want to pop on over.
Brian said he'll stop by. I don't think you'll have a shortage of people coming in to hang out with you, man. You're a good player. You got good content. You got good stuff, man. And appreciate you hanging out with me tonight.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having me, man. It's been a cool hang. Enjoyed it.
All right, anytime, brother. And all you guys, thank you for coming, hanging out with us tonight. You guys are the rock stars. You guys are the reason we do this. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. And be good or be good at it. If you can't do both, at least be good at it. Y'all have a good night.
Take care, everyone.